What's up, guys? Prince Sports here. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. Now, I want to talk about Alex Caruso. He said LeBron James is the GOAT, which I have no problem with. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But this is the biggest problem I have with people that say LeBron James is the GOAT. They have like no legit reason to why you think he's the GOAT. It just literally makes no sense. Is that even according to a guy like Alex Caruso, who plays professional basketball, he says LeBron James is a GOAT, I quote, because, you know, I watch him play and there's just a guy, there's no guy in the world that could do that. You know, what do you mean there's no guy in the world that could do that? You act like LeBron James is the first guy ever in NBA history to average a triple-double, or who can perform like that and put out a triple-double. Any superstar can average a triple-double if they want to. You know, some could do it just naturally, and I guess you could call that the talent aspect to it. But it's not like, you know, LeBron James invented triple-doubles. You know, so basically you're applying that you think LeBron James is the GOAT because he's athletic, strong, and fast. Well, guess what? I hate to burst your bubble, Alex Caruso, but there's been a lot of guys before LeBron James that's been athletic, strong, and fast. You know, Walt Chamberlain was ahead of his time. Who's actually the LeBron James? LeBron James is the Walt Chamberlain of this generation, if you ask me. You know, Walt Chamberlain was known for stat pattern. LeBron James has been known for stat pattern sometimes. And some examples are clear known that he's been stat pattern, especially when his team is like up by 30 and you want to fill that stat sheet out with a couple more rebounds, assists, and points. You know, that's stat pattern. You know, do other superstars stat pad? Yes, they do, but it's not to the level where it's too obvious. You know, take a guy like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. They really don't stat pad as much because they're not looking to pad their stats. They're just looking to win the game. And that's why you see a guy like Kobe Bryant shoot the lights out, or even if he's breaking a bunch of shots. You know, that's one of his biggest Achilles heel is the fact that he's not a very efficient scorer. You know, he's a volume scorer. You know, he has to take a lot of shots to get into a rhythm. You know, but somebody that does that will almost never be labeled as a stat pattern because they don't care. They're just launching shit. You know, they're just taking shots to try to get a W. Just trying to put the team on their back to win. You know, that's a little different. You know, so that's a little different situation, but that's the biggest thing I have with some of you people that say LeBron James is the GOAT. Why don't you have valid reasons? And here's the reason why that I think you have no valid reason is because there's a lot of guys that have more impressive individual accolades. Not a lot, but a couple that have more impressive individual accolades and more impressive team accomplishments. You know, like I keep saying, if I wanted to, I could make a video blowing LeBron James out the water in terms from prime with the accomplishments Mike has compared to LeBron James, you know. But I made several videos on pretty much the difference of their dominance, you know, and Jordan's dominance was way more impactful than LeBron's. Like LeBron's dominance was, let's just say, over the Eastern Conference. He got to the finals a lot of times, right? That's just the Eastern Conference. You know, Michael Jordan's dominance was all over the NBA, you know? So that's a little bit different, you know? And to put that into mind, yeah, there's a lot of young generation people. There's a lot of older cats that some older cats think Kareem the GOAT, you know? Some guys think Mike the GOAT. Some guys think newer cats, they think LeBron the GOAT because they haven't seen Jordan play. And rightfully so. If you haven't seen Jordan play, you know, I suspect you to say, you know, LeBron James is the best player I ever seen because that's all I could go by, you know? There's only so much you could go by just looking at highlights sometimes. You know, you got to actually watch the guy play and see his dominance and his level of dominance. You know, that's just how it goes. But if you one of those guys that think LeBron James is the GOAT, give a valid reason at least, you know? Make a little bit of sense when you're saying that he's the GOAT. Don't tell me he's the GOAT because he moves fast or he's strong. I mean, I've seen that already before. It just doesn't make any sense, you know? I can name you 100 reasons why I think Michael Jordan's the GOAT. And it has nothing to do with fast. It has nothing to do with speed or athletic ability. No. Anyway, Prince Sports out. Peace.